once in a while in the city. I've watched this for years. We hope it'll be the last time, and then something else equally inappropriate, disastrous happens, and we waste more money. My question is, how do we deal with this in a broader way? So not just dealing with this department, but all city departments, to make sure this kind of abuse doesn't happen in the future. Because we all want it to stop, but this kind of thing keeps on happening. So how do we approach this so this really is the last time something like this happens in the city of Los Angeles?
Well, I'd like to say that it would be. I think what I try as a city controller is to outline changes that can be made that are structural changes that will ensure that there's never an opportunity again where a general manager can run amok and not have anyone watching the store in that instance, where staff feel comfortable in challenging that general manager, where there's oversight over all of the general managers in the city and say that this will not be acceptable. And particularly, again, looking at structural changes.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Look, folks, we don't have a handle on this organization. That is what I've learned from this moment in time. Even when you said, limousines and all that, how dare we even think of using limousines or having expensive meals on the tab of, I don't care if it's the foundation or anybody else, it's wrong. There should be zero tolerance of that kind of abuse. First question is this. HACLA stands for the Housing, what? What's it stand for? Housing Authority, City of Los Angeles, correct?
Yes.
So it's the City of LA. What's your overall budget?
$800 million?
Yes, just about $818 million for 2000.
Okay, $818 million a year, yeah? How much is federal funds?
93%.
I'm sorry, how much?
93%.
And what strings are attached to that? Can we audit it? Can we check it out? Every nickel, every dime? It's our taxpayers' money. It can go to the federal government, but it comes back. Have we?
That's exactly what HUD does do. They audit us on a regular basis.
You audit it?
For the federal dollars.
Okay, so 8%, it comes from this combination of foundations and everything else.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so that 8% was used to do this unbelievably outrageous kind of expenditures. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Why did you use it? Why did you even do it to begin with?
It wasn't my initiative, sir.
Councilman Carlos?
Thank you. I'd like to make sure that the public understands that the Housing Committee will definitely hear the motion that Councilmember Perry has put forward, and we look forward to taking on our responsibility of seeing what kind of controls can be or if there's a will to put those controls in place where the City Council will have more say-so as to what happens with this department. As was outlined by Councilmember Perry, the City Council has very little authority over this department, and other than mainly the approving of the names given by the mayor as to who may be appointed to the board. The reason why these expenses went on for such a long time. Can you give us an example of one of the root reasons why? Was it a lack of oversight? Was it a lack of protocols? Was it what seemed to be the issue?
I'm going to suggest to you that it was very deliberate activity by both the former CEO and the former board, because if you look at the expenses for these employee achievement recognitions, those were direct from Mr. Montiel. He comes from General Motors. He has a private outlook, and so he used these activities for employees to promote their achievements. He was proud of the fact that he went from receivership to high performer. When it comes to the restaurants, as I said, I tried to implement a per diem with the idea that we restrict it to a GSA.
So basically, you're telling us that the head of the agency, the hired head of the agency, not only encouraged but participated in what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
But however, so therefore there were not protocols, or protocols were not followed.
If you look at our policies, there's nothing to restrict it. The problem is our travel might say something like reasonable cost. without a standard like a GSA standard or a dollar amount. Reasonable is anybody's interpretation.
It's very subjective.
Thank you, Councilor Conklin.
Thank you.